Welcome to the xMAP INTELLIFLEX Plate Configuration Overview. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX software has multiple workflows to quickly and easily set up an assay plate. This overview will provide information on defining assay parameters including the layout, panel, and acquisition settings, importing a layout and panel, defining a plate and protocol, and finally, recommendations for xPONENT users. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX software allows you to configure plates in various ways. To run a plate, you need to define three parameters: the layout, panel, and acquisition settings. These parameters are independent objects that can be customized to meet your needs or saved together for easier recall in the future. This overview will provide some tips and techniques for using these parameters effectively. First, let's start with the most basic workflow. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX system allows you to define, import, save, and reuse layouts. To define a layout within the software, navigate to Plate Configuration. Select Layout on the left side of the screen. Select New. Select either a 96 well or 384 well plate by toggling the plate option at the bottom of the screen. Define the well locations. Select and drag to highlight a series of wells. Select a column or row header to highlight the entire column or row. Select and highlight different wells. Or select the top left corner of the grid to highlight all wells. Select a command below to add the well assignment to the highlighted wells. Select the X to delete a well assignment. To copy replicate wells, select the defined wells, then select Copy to replicate the well assignments. A dash blue circle displays around the selected wells. Select the desired unassigned well location to replicate the well assignments into. A preview of the paste location displays. You can continue to select well locations on the layout to preview additional paste locations until the locations are accepted and pasted. Select the preview of a paste location to remove it from the layout. Select Paste to accept and paste the replicate wells. Note: selections do not have to be sequential. Optionally, you can add sample information. To add sample information, select View Sample ID. Select the Sample ID field and enter the sample ID for the wells. Select the Dilution field to enter a dilution for the wells. Note: xMAP INTELLIFLEX software does not perform any calculations based on dilution values. Dilution information will display on the output file for downstream analysis. Additionally, add sample information prior to copying replicate samples if you plan to include sample ID or dilution information in your plate. A layout does not save sample information. If you are running the plate immediately, save the plate to retain the sample assignments. Select Close. To save a layout, select Save As. Note: you can save layouts for reuse across assays or proceed to other steps without saving. Enter the layout name. Select Save. A message displays stating that the layout was saved successfully. To edit a layout, choose a saved layout from the Layout drop-down. The plate is populated with the wells to be acquired. Edit the well assignments as desired. Select Save to override the previous well assignments, or select Save As to save the edited layout with a different name. Note: the Save option becomes available when changes are made to the selected layout. Saving is not required to immediately run an assay plate with the modified layout. Modifications to the layout will not affect previously saved plates or protocols associated with the original layout. Navigate to Panel. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX system allows you to save and reuse common panels across different protocols. The software is preloaded with panels that match sets of bead regions compatible with other xMAP instruments. To define and save a panel, select New. Select the range of regions to display, then select the bead regions to include in the panel. Optionally, choose the normalization region from the Normalization Region drop-down menu. Note: MFI values generated from the region designated as the normalization region are used to calculate the net normalized median and the net normalized average median statistics for all of the regions during the run. On DRSC model instruments only, select the Show Analyte To checkbox to show the analyte name field for the second reporter. Enter unique names for each analyte. Note: dual reporter regions must have unique names for each analyte. If the xMAP INTELLIFLEX dual reporter operating mode is not selected on the acquisition settings, the system will not collect data for the second reporter. Select the Min Beads field to enter the minimum bead count for each included region. If necessary, select minus to delete a region. Note: the xMAP INTELLIFLEX system will stop the acquisition of each well when all regions have reached the designated minimum bead count, the timeout has been reached, or the system runs out of sample, whichever occurs first. Optionally, select Save As. Enter the panel name and select Save. Note: a user with the lab lead or administrator role is required to authorize saving, modifying, or deleting a panel. A plate can be run without saving the panel. Editing the panel allows you to modify the bead regions and analytes for a previously defined panel. To edit a panel, choose a saved panel from the Panel drop-down menu. The analyte list changes to show the analytes used in the chosen panel. Edit the panel as needed. Select Save to override the previous panel settings, or select Save As to save the panel with a different name. Note: when saving over a previous panel, the xMAP INTELLIFLEX will assign a new version number to the panel. This can be viewed in the Plate Overview pane. Only the newest version of a panel will be available for selection when creating a new plate. Changes to the panel will not affect previously saved plates or protocols associated with the original panel. Navigate to Acquisition. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX system allows you to define, save, and reuse common acquisition settings across different protocols. Saving the acquisition settings is not required to run a plate. To define and save acquisition settings, in the Plate section, choose a saved plate configuration from the My Plates drop-down menu. This selects the probe height that will be used during acquisition. The My Plates drop-down displays the saved plates defined under Maintenance Probe Height. Refer to the System User Manual for information on calibrating the sample probe height. Define your acquisition settings using the drop-down menus, including the operating mode. The DRSC model has new operating modes available, such as high sensitivity and dual reporter modes, in addition to modes that are backwards compatible with the LX200 and FlexMap 3D. For more detailed information on each setting, refer to the user manual. Optionally, define the maintenance routines to be run. When these optional routines are defined, the xMAP INTELLIFLEX system automatically runs the selected cleaning routine before, during, and/or after the plate is run. To define a maintenance routine, select the Run checkbox next to the maintenance routine. Then choose the command to be run from the drop-down menu. If the Clean Routine checkbox is selected, Choose the Repeat Every field and input the number of wells for which you want the clean routine to repeat. Note: ensure the appropriate reservoirs are filled with the required reagents. Refer to the System User Manual for more information. To save the acquisition settings, select Save As and enter a name for the acquisition settings. Note: a user with the lab lead or administrator role is required to authorize saving, modifying, or deleting acquisition settings. To edit acquisition settings, choose a saved acquisition from the Settings drop-down menu. Edit the acquisition settings as desired. Select Save to override the previous acquisition settings, or select Save As to save the acquisition settings with a different name. When saving over previous acquisition settings, the xMAP INTELLIFLEX will assign a new version number to the acquisition settings. Only the newest version of the acquisition will be available for selection when creating a new plate. Changes to the acquisition settings will not affect previously saved plates or protocols associated with the original settings. The xMAP INTELLIFLEX system allows a layout and/or panel to be imported from a spreadsheet.csv file via a USB or a defined network location. Refer to the user manual for detailed information on how to create the .csv file for import. To import the CSV file, select Import from the top of the screen. Note: a message displays stating that the sample details will be cleared. Select Yes to continue importing or No to cancel. Content on the layout page is only cleared if you import a layout file. In the Import dialog box, navigate to and choose the CSV file to import. A message displays stating that the file imported successfully. Optionally, select Save As to save the imported assay parameters. Note: the layout import file replaces any previous content on the layout page, including sample IDs. Confirm the file imported correctly by reviewing the layout on the layout page or plate overview pane and by viewing the sample identifiers on the layout page. Any previous content on the panel page will be replaced with the information from the imported panel file. Saving a plate will save the parameters defined for the layout, panel, and acquisition settings for an experiment and allows you to assign a name to the assay run. Saving a protocol will save the layout, panel, and acquisition settings for repeated use. To save a plate or protocol, select Save, then select Plate or Protocol from the top of the screen. Enter a name. A message displays stating the save was successful. To load a previously saved plate or protocol, select Load, then select Plate or Protocol from the top of the screen. Select the desired plate or protocol, then select Load. Note: a previously saved plate can also be loaded to current run in preparation for running that plate. To modify the plate or protocol, edit the layout, panel, and acquisition settings as needed. Select Save to override the previous settings or select Save As to save with a different name. Note: when saving over an existing protocol, INTELLIFLEX will assign a new version number to the protocol. This can be viewed on the plate overview pane. Only the newest version of a protocol will be available for selection when creating a new plate. Changes made to well assignments or sample information are not considered a change to the protocol when running the plate. Changes to the protocol will not affect previously saved plates associated with the original protocol. A user with lab lead or administrator role is required to authorize the creation and modification of a protocol. To delete a protocol or plate, select Delete from the top of the screen. Select the check boxes for the items you wish to delete. Select Delete and then Close. For individuals familiar with xPONENT, here is some information on frequently asked questions regarding common xPONENT workflows on the xMAP INTELLIFLEX. I normally use a protocol in xPONENT. Is this an option on the xMAP INTELLIFLEX? A protocol in xPONENT is similar on the xMAP INTELLIFLEX. On the xMAP INTELLIFLEX, under Plate Configuration, you can set up the plate layout, panel, and acquisition settings, and then save these settings as a protocol. To access the protocol, select Load, then choose your desired protocol. I want the flexibility to customize the layout for each plate run created from a protocol. You can achieve this by saving the protocol without any well designations. And then before you run the plate, load the protocol and assign the well designations either manually or by importing them from a CSV file. In xPONENT, I had the ability to import sample IDs for a protocol every time I ran a plate. To do this in the IntelliFlex software, recall the protocol by selecting Load, Protocol, and choosing the protocol you want to use. Then import your samples using the layout template. This concludes the xMAP INTELLIFLEX plate configuration overview. Thank you for your time and attention.